Hey, this is Rick Brandenburg for Turf Bugs and Rock and Roll, and the heat index is 110 outside. So I'm in here with the AC on to have a little bit more enjoyable time to go through this video with you. It is mid to late summer, and there's an insect that causes problems on sports turf, home lawns, and particularly on golf courses. It's not really a turf pest because it doesn't feed on the turf, but it actually can do some damage. But the greatest damage that it does is to the comfort zone of most human beings, and that's the cicada killer wasp. Pictured here, it's a formidable looking wasp. It can be 2 inches long. The males are very, very aggressive, and they will actually dive bomb you. The good news is the males do not have a stinger, so they cannot hurt you. The females can sting you, and it is a very painful sting, but the females are not aggressive at all, and you basically would have to mishandle one to get it to sting you, and probably that is possible, but not likely. So the fact that these males are dive bombing people and going after them, and the information that you might present to people that they don't have a stinger is not going to necessarily be very comforting. So they do become a problem. Where they exist are areas, turf areas, where there are exposed soil areas. That's where the females will build their nests. So if you have sports turf that has a lot of traffic, a lot of wear on it, and has thin spots, those are going to be locations where you will find cicada killer wasp nests. Home lawns, same area. Also under shrubs and trees where due to shade or whatever, there may not be any turf and you have bare soil exposed. In those locations, you certainly can see cicada killer wasp nests. And of course, on golf courses, bunkers. Now, I've seen it around the cup on greens and things like that as well, but bunkers, you've got all that area there's no turf, and it is a highly attractive area for the females to build their nests. The nest can go up to 4 feet deep. They put cells in the bottom of them, they lay eggs, and they go out and they will actually capture cicadas, and they will sting them and paralyze them, and they will bring them back and leave them in the nest. And then when the eggs hatch into the small larvae, the larvae will feed on them, the larvae will develop, and they will actually in a cocoon overwinter, and they emerge then the next summer. The mere fact that the tunnels can be up to 4 feet long, especially in really, really sandy soils, creates a problem for control. A cultural control practice in some turf settings is just if you ensure that you have a real thick, lush stand of turf, you will not have cicada killers in those areas. In areas where you've got, say, underneath shrubs and trees, if your mulch is deteriorated and you've got bare soil showing, you can prevent and even eliminate cicada killer wasps by simply refreshing and renewing the mulch and putting a new layer down, and you will not have cicada killer wasps in those areas. Golf course bunkers, a whole different story of trying to control them. It's really difficult to use insecticides to manage them because you've got a long tunnel. The female really doesn't spend a whole lot of time there at the nest, nor does the male. So you're not always going to get a high incidence of contact with the insecticide. The males themselves only live for a few days, but they keep coming out, new ones emerging. So it can seem like they live for a long, long time. We've done a little bit of trial work on it, but the anecdotal information that I hear over and over and over again is that dust, such as a 7 or carbaryl dust applied at the entrance of the tunnel, as one of the most effective approaches. I can't back that up with a lot of data, but it makes sense that as the wasp lands and tracks through the dust, you're going to get a good chance of contact with the insecticide, and you may get some control. Really nothing that's highly effective. You can just keep working away at it and use a dust formulation of insecticide and hope for good luck. It's just really tough. All I can say is you can remind golfers, you can remind parents, you can remind homeowners, you can remind soccer players that the males that are aggressive, the ones that actually appear to come after you, they do not sting, and hopefully some people will believe you. But control, the only thing I know to tell you is to try some dust formulations around the holes. And in home lawns and other turf settings, you can try to get a good thick stand of turf, mow a little higher, or refresh the mulch, and hopefully that helps too. We have an information sheet on this on our NC Turf Bugs site. If you go to NC Turf Bugs, you will also find the insect information sheets. Click there and you will find a sheet on cicada killer wasps. Hope that helps. Look forward to talking with you again soon.